Well, they moved. Interesting. Oh, wait, they're back. Lori Phobes. Well, we got there. Yeah.
Don't see Zelos yet.
All right. We started the meeting.
We have had a go.
Only because.
How you doing?
Good, how you?
Pretty good.
I
just want to make
What
sure
up?
Zelos could get on,
Oh, okay.
was testing their equipment, so. I'm usually the guilty party.
Oh, I don't think so.
No. Not things that have come up.
Hello there.
Artistic duck.
I'm kind of
Isn't that
looking at it
nice for
this way,
Spain?
so that it's kind of Rosellos.
Oh, he's in Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I love it.
I don't know if Zellos can even see her name thing.
You know, text Terry. It's early, it's 12:41.
Have you heard if they've gotten on yet, or we're waiting?
I'm not.
Okay.
Time, but.
Oh, there's Terry. Terry's on. Oh, there's Terry.
Well, never mind.
Hi, Terry.
Hello, how are you? Hi, Scott.
Hey,
It works.
I was in mid-text to you.
Oh, okay. I'm here.
You are. Is Elisa coming or no?
No, they're letting me do this by myself.
Oh, no.
That's, wait, it's always a risk if there's data involved, but I think I can handle it.
I'm sure you can. You're very good on your feet.
Yeah, right.
You are.
That is true, actually. That is true.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just not the numbers person. That's all.
That's okay.
So yeah. Hopefully there won't be that many numbers questions. I do have a PowerPoint to share. Will that work okay?
You should be able to share your screen.
Yeah.
That will be great. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
Do you want to test it? You can test it if you want.
Yes, I will do that. Hang on just one second. I have two computers, which I'm really not that good at.
That sounds very complicated.
I think it is too, but somebody I worked for convinced me that I really needed to do this. So I did, but it's confusing sometimes. Okay, let's see. Where am I? So this one.
They make the best lip balm.
Do they?
No.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, you see that?
Sure do.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
You can leave it up if you want. Whatever you want.
Well, can you see me also?
We
Yes.
see you.
Oh, you see me and that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pull it up when they come in. That's fine.
All right. We can only see one person at a time, so probably good to start this way. Then we can
Yeah.
see who else is showing up.
Terry, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Hey, I'm Candy.
Hi, Candy.
How you doing? Thank you.
I'm good.
This
I'm
is
good.
wonderful. Do you know how you want to go through it? Do you want to go through it like question by question or category, or do you just want to?
I'm hoping to not have to go through it question by question.
Okay.
My intent was to go through it by category.
Okay.
To say, you know, okay, I've got a couple of things to say in the beginning, just so for people who want to ask the detailed questions, this is how many people responded, this is what that means, yada, yada. And then I just want to go, you know, here are the strengths. Here are the 4 things people said were strengths. And then see what comments and stuff people have. Here are the 4 things people said were opportunities for improvement. you know, what strikes you about this and, you know, and so on. So just to go through them section by section, is my intent. Does that seem okay?
Yes. Oh, I think so. What about you, Scott? What do you think?
Yeah. Yep.
And Terry, if you don't mind, what I'm going to say before you get started is that
Yeah.
For directors to limit their comments, if you're going to do category or issue or whatever the question is, to like 2 per question. Otherwise, we end up getting like 5 or 6 people dominating, and then the quieter ones don't get to say stuff. So I'll say that too. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
There we go.
Hello, Bert.
Go ahead and start it.
That's his packet too. Do you want your packet at all?
Sure. Absolutely.
We're not late. They're
How can I live without
I don't know.
a?
I don't know if Nellie was coming or I hadn't heard from her.
No, I
Yeah,
have,
I'm not sure either.
I have a
Yeah,
3:00 appointment, so I have to leave at about 2:40.
2:40.
All right, we'll be
Appointments at 3, we're
fixing
not supposed to be there
That's a
10
good
minutes
time.
early.
2:40.
As long as
2:40, so
everyone listens to
when
Terry
2:40
To see the
comes,
clock.
and doesn't comment, we'll be out of here by then.
Too, because I have.
I'll be leaving, but it's not because I'm being rude.
No.
Certainly not.
With a little bit of luck, maybe we'll be done before
With a little.
2:40.
With a little luck,
Depends on how many questions we have.
a little luck, a little hope, a little grace.
And a lot of cocaine.
Oh, well, that does speed things up a bit.
I guess it might.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I sweated like a leopard this morning playing tennis.
Oh,
Nellie.
Because humid.
Very, very, I mean, for
Yeah.
Green Valley, incredibly humid.
How are you, Nellie?
Hi, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say.
Morning.
Hello. Hi, hello.
Hi, Nellie.
I was trying to get my time zones right, so.
Oh, I bet. Oh, my God.
I felt-
Congratulations, you did it.
I
right.
know.
I can't remember the times.
Are you
I
still
just
in?
got back from Alaska, so their time zone is different
Oh.
than Pacific
Oh,
and
yeah, no,
everything
you're
else.
totally
Yeah.
confused.
Dragging at the end
Right,
of it.
right.
Hey,
How was Alaska?
I'm gonna get, oh, it's wonderful. It's my first time
Yeah,
there.
exactly. It's 'cause
Oh, yeah,
we're
yeah.
So I did a Rhodes Scholar trip, so it, and
Oh,
Walt
nice.
was Walt's first time, so he enjoyed it
yeah.
as well.
Nice, nice.
How
Right,
was your trip? Did you have a good time?
It was.
good. Are you in Logan?
For us.
I'm back in Logan again. We're packing up. We leave on Friday, so we'll be back in Green Valley Sunday night.
This was 3.
Oh,
No kidding.
So that,
it hasn't cooled down much.
It was nice.
yeah, I was gonna say, you guys gotta get that temperature down.
We've been praying, we've been trying. It's
Are you
not working.
getting rain?
It was.
Yeah, we did okay for July. Yeah, it's just been on and off.
Yeah.
Monday night at bingo, we had to run to the car because it was coming down so hard,
Nebraska,
which was kind of cool.
Utah.
Aye. Well, it's needed, I know.
To near Sacramento
Oh, it's always needed in the desert.
and then
Yeah.
back.
So I made a circle.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get water and that and get ready. Okay.
Great.
I'll be back.
Like Hadison City last Wednesday because I wanted to see London.
Oh, yeah.
Have you-
I've seen it, yeah, but it's been forever, but I've seen the
It's not
bridge.
exactly a thrill
It's not that
inside,
exciting.
but you get to drive over it. You know,
Yeah.
drove over it.
Real London Bridge. There
That's
it is. Hey,
important.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
But it was 110
Yeah, like having some seats.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, man, but is it dry, pretty dry there?
Actually, well, you get there too.
There is a river.
Just there one night.
We've got a river. Well, it's a river. It's Colorado, as long as there's water in
Has some
there.
water in it.
And it's
Next
dammed
week.
up a little bit north of
Yeah,
the
there's
city.
lots and lots of things.
Chris, there's a packet down there in your name thing if you want.
Okay, thanks. I brought, did you like butternut squash?
Yes.
These are from our garden,
There what squash?
butternut squash,
Love
cut them in
butter.
half, roast them. You want, and I'll bring more next time.
Oh, I would love one.
Some people.
They're
put on-
sticky because they just got cut. They're not,
So do you have your garden, is it covered?
I would love to take butternut
Outside?
squash.
Yes, I'll just bring more next time. It's fair.
Nice.
I just harvested 50 pounds of butternut squash.
And he's like ready, you can cut them and.
Yeah, or if you don't want to, you can put them in a closet and they'll cure, they'll get really hard, the shell will get hard.
They'll cure
Oh,
it first, but you have to be careful that they don't then have a relapse.
Which mine can happen.
That's
You
true.
have to stay in
Those
the
are,
and help it,
yeah, just like,
cuddle it, listen.
we've been making sauce, so like, I'll put them on the bar. If you don't want to heat up your oven, just put them on a barbecue. Just cut them in half,
Oh,
put them on a barbecue, and then what I do is I like blacken them and then put them in tin foil with some water, and then they just steam, and then you just carve them out with
Oh,
like
wow,
butter.
good, good.
It sounds very complicated. I think you're gonna have us over to show us how to
Okay.
do this.
I wanna know how your garden is outside?
Yeah, it's out in Sarita, out the Green Valley Gardeners in Sarita.
Oh,
Sarita
okay.
Road.
Okay,
And it's 10 by 40, so it's like,
That's a big garden.
yeah, it's 10 by then 40, so about the size, a little bit bigger than this room. And we have butternut squash is done now. I have some other ones that are like hanging. There's some spaghetti squash. We have tons of eggplant, peppers.
oh, I
Is this
love it.
protected?
Well, we put a shade cloth over it when it started getting hot,
Uh-huh.
and then we took it off a couple of weeks ago. We probably have 150 pounds of tomatoes that we harvested,
My
and
goodness.
made sauce,
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Wow.
I tried growing tomatoes here and I failed.
Me
every
too.
time.
Wow, they
Three years in a row.
Me too.
Yeah,
And
all
it's-
the good gardeners I know from the Midwest have told me the same thing. It's almost impossible to grow tomatoes here.
we've had so much success. I mean,
Really?
We've done all right too. Our house is beautiful.
yeah, those little, yeah,
They're great.
they're
We
so
don't
good.
haven't had any luck with the beef steaks.
No, we just have and then we found a variety like, my wife found a variety, maybe it's Andalimos. They're good for like sauces, and they're like a relative of the San Marzano, for
Thailand.
sauce.
Wow,
Enough of that.
that's very cool though.
Yeah.
We will have to is there a place I can cook some
We
pizzas
have a
for the
couple
board?
options. I'll hook you up.
I love to cook.
My son has a great kitchen.
You wanna hold this?
But can you use it? Like you have to have light, you have to get a strap.
for your.
You know,
Your head.
you could put it on my, I think it's not an event, so yeah. Otherwise, we usually have to do.
Everyone has squash. I have squash in my
office,
too.
You have squash in
It's
your
that
office
time
too?
of year now.
It's a good year apparently to harvest butternut squash right now.
Squash season.
They say in Richland, Washington, you don't leave your garage door open in the summer, because you're up with boxes of zucchini.
Zucchini.
Oh, really?
People just put them in there?
Oh, that's
I've
funny.
done
the zucchini down many times.
Oh, that's funny.
We have some zucchini bread I'm bringing too. We have zucchini bread that we've been making, and because we've had probably hundreds of pounds of zucchini as well.
Sounds great. Welcome,
That's great.
It's good, but hello, Mary.
Chair.
Welcome. Start undoing your belt.
Here we go.
Oh, that's right.
We got two berries again. Yeah, I'm trying to get out. Trying to get out of one of them.
Yeah, one in, one out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, why? Barry, you're on twice. Can you get off one?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
there.
There is no problem.
Oh, mute him again? We'll just have to watch his little hand.
How come
But
I'm
if you
not
mute one of them,
connecting with you?
or I'm gonna mute,
I never have.
I'm gonna mute one of you. I'm gonna mute
Well, now they're both muted.
Now they're both muted. Well, that's probably the juice.
Actually, he's frozen too, so. Oops, there he goes.
He's logging out and coming back.
No, he hadn't logged out.
Jody's here, Jody, I don't see her, but I have her name. Okay. Ann.
Hi.
Hi.
Got an extra USDC. I wonder if we need all these that are plugged in, right?
Gee, probably not.
All right.
How about that?
There, I think I got it.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see that.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
I am here. You guys are getting into my fair week time, so I was trying to decide what I was gonna wear tonight, well, before the meeting got started.
Hi, Jody.
Hi,
Lanny. Hi, Lanny. All right, we've got Minnesota, Iowa, Utah, and BC represented, and Virginia.
good mix.
Agreed.
Dave Parker's on his way.
Okay.
So. Who does that mean we are missing?
Christine and Steve.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, Christine and Steve.
yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Hello,
Alrighty.
how are you guys doing?
Oh, there's Steve. Hey, Steve.
In the cloud. In the cloud.
Yeah, it was very loud.
So Steve, are you in heaven right now? It looks as if the clouds are a little
I
blue.
know, I'm trying to figure out how to change the clouds. They're kind of obnoxious. Where is my picture on here? I can't even find myself. Sorry about that.
I think backgrounds are fun.
So it wasn't planned. So is everybody here?
Wait for Christy.
Oh, just Christy. Okay.
I'm gonna be here.
Oh, she's not?
I ran into her last week. She was there, so I don't know what.
Oh, okay, no, I haven't heard. Hey, Dave, how are you?
How you doing? Hey, Bob.
Well, do you want to get
Nancy,
started?
how are you?
Good, how are you, Dave?
The main man, how are you?
Huh?
Hi. All right.
Great, how are you?
Good.
1:59.
Oh,
Well.
Tom.
So in the West Center room, can you just orient me so I know that there's Scott and then Nancy and then Candy? And then tell me who else is on the other side. Yeah.
Nah.
Natalie.
Oh, sorry. Scott, Natalie. Sorry.
No, Scott, Nancy, Candy, Nat.
Oh. Scott,
Nat.
Nancy, Candy, Natalie. You're so small, Natalie, that I just can't see who's there. Okay, then on the other side.
In the blue is Chris, right close, there you go, Chris.
We have name tags.
Then Bart Hillier,
There's
Bart.
yours.
Dave Barker.
That's me.
Dave. Okay, all right.
Do you want to get started? Okay. All right. I'm going to call the meeting to order. And welcome, everybody. This is the Board of Directors work session for Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, starting at 1 p.m. And for call to order, that was me and roll call. As Christy is not here, I will go ahead and do the roll call. Candy here, Steve Reynolds.
Here.
Christy is absent. Laney Smith,
Here.
Jody Walker,
Present.
Nellie Johnson,
Here.
Dave Barker,
Here.
Bart Hillier,
Here.
Chris McCummon,
Present.
Barry Stock,
Here.
and Scott Summers.
Here.
And also present is our wonderful person here, Nancy Moyo, who will be taking the notes for us. Okay, our next item is to amend or approve the agenda. Do we have any discussion about that?
I move to approve.
I
Okay, Bart.
second.
Bart moves to approve, Jody seconded. Okay, all in favor to approve the agenda, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unanimous. Okay, thank you. We've all approved the agenda unanimously. I did speak with Terry, who's going to be moderating this session, about how she would like to do this. And she said that her ideas were to go through each category or section and review like the strengths, opportunities, and challenges. And if you, of course, you have any questions, we can ask her questions. I'd also like to remind everybody that on each issue or question that we have, category or whatever we decide we're talking about, that each director just keep to just 2 comments so we can get through everything. And also for the more silent members, so that they can also participate. Okay, now we can go ahead and get started. Go ahead, Terry. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Good to see all of you again. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to share with you the highlights of the environmental scan, which is the member survey, of course, and looking forward to your comments and questions and getting us really now officially started on working on the strategic plan. So my hope today is to do these things, to review the results of the survey to the GVR members and the focus group input, to gather your input on strengths, opportunities for improvement, and future challenges. And then if we have time to discuss your thoughts, or at least begin the discussion of your thoughts on the vision mission statements. Okay. So that's what I've got for us. And just let me confirm, we're set to go from 1 to 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I hope you have had the opportunity to look through the survey, perhaps a couple of times, but here are just some highlights to remind you of. 5,585 people were randomly invited to participate in the survey. There was also an open link provided to people who were not in the random sample. 1,183 usable responses came in from the random sample, which was about 21% of those who were surveyed. That allows us to have a 95% confidence level in their answers, plus or minus 3%. So that means that if 90% of people said they felt, they strongly agreed or agreed with something, you can be confident that you can apply that to your general membership. Anywhere between 87% and 93% of the people in your general membership would have said the exact same thing. Okay, so it's a very high confidence level. We also had 1,075 people respond from the open link, right? Giving us a total of 2,258 total responses from the survey. We also had 4 focus groups, as you may recall, 13 staff members attended and 19 members from the various groups.
Terry, I have a question
Yes.
from Judy. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Terry. You show here usable responses. Please define usable responses. To me, that sounds like a response was eliminated for a set reason. Could you define that a little bit better? And secondly, excuse me, of the 175 from the open link, was that everybody that responded to the open link, or were some of those eliminated as well? If so, how many? Thank you.
I wish I had an answer for you. I don't. I was careful to repeat the word usable from the survey because it seemed significant. I think that what happens is that, well, here's what I believe is true. It's not an answer to your question, but there are some people who get survey fatigue and they don't answer all the questions. You don't have to answer 100% of the questions to be counted.
Okay.
If you answered 15 questions, we put your 15 responses into the sample. Okay. So what I know is that whatever usable means, it does not mean that if you didn't do 100% of the questions, you didn't get counted. Okay. I don't know the answer to the other ones, but let me right this second text Lisa and ask her, what does usable mean? Because I really don't know the answer to that.
Okay, yes. And I guess I'm really more concerned about the ones in the open link, because these are members that specifically searched out this link and wanted to respond. So is that 175, those that searched out the link, does that include everybody that opened the link and filled out partially or complete? Or were there additional numbers that weren't counted? If so, how many of those? Because to me, I think that's more important, because they specifically came to search out this link and provide us their information.
Okay.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, I'll ask. I'll let you know when Elisa responds. Okay. Next, there was no statistically significant difference between the people, the responses of the random survey members and those members who responded to the open link, with 2 exceptions. One was that the open link respondents rated the pools as extremely important, that answer. So it was a Likert scale, important, extremely important. Those were the 2 positives. 36% of the open link respondents compared to 22% of the random surveyed respondents said it was extremely important. Okay. And regarding board governance, the open link respondents were less likely to select I don't know to the half dozen questions about board governance, and they were slightly more negative about board governance.
Candy.
Your question.
Kelly, I got
Go
a-
ahead.
Nellie, go ahead.
Oh, get my audio. Regarding the process, are we going to see how these survey results compare to the last survey that was done from a strategic plan standpoint? I didn't remember if that is going to be coming up in another session or not, because I would be very interested in that comparison of where we're at in relationship to where we were 5 years ago.
That is not included in what we're doing today.
Right.
There is some thought about doing that moving forward.
And Terry, I can answer that if you'd like. Yeah.
Please.
So we want to wrap up our current strategic plan first so that we can then report on the progress that we made. The current plan doesn't end until December 31st. We're going to be working with Zelos on doing trend analysis so that we can show our progress over time, which we would be then reporting on sometime later this next winter or early spring.
Just a follow-up question, but so we're not going to see any other relationships to our last plan at all in August and September before we approve this one?
No, you're just going to see what the results are right now. This is the snapshot in time for this for right now.
Okay. So we do get an update. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Well, the snapshot, the update is the results that Terry's going over right now.
Right, of the current, right. Nellie's asking about what on the other plan, right? It'd be premature to report out the data, the results of that, since there's still a little bit of work to be done. But on everything, and as we get into this, you'll see for every item, every goal, and every objective in the strategic plan, there's a measurement.
Correct.
And so what you're going to see after December is what was the progress on all of those things in the strategic plan.
Okay, Steve?
All right. So when we developed the questionnaire, we wanted to, I just have a question about the methodology. We used the same questions based on the last 5-year strategic plan, right? For this current strategic plan.
Right.
So why wouldn't we be able to compare the answers to that previous strategic plan to the current strategic plan to show maybe a trend of what our members are interested in, or maybe get their opinions on what they feel about staff, what they feel about the board, what they feel about, all these things. I think that would be beneficial in establishing the current 5-year strategic plan to see where we are now compared to where we were 5 years ago.
Terry, I can talk to that again if you'd like.
Please.
So that wasn't part of the scope. We wanted to move forward with the survey based on where we're at now. What is the tone? What is the sentiment of our members at this point? And again, the goal was really just to work on this particular strategic plan. If we want to do what you're suggesting, we can certainly delay and move this discussion and really kind of pick up and start again in probably the fall. But the original scope did not include doing trend analysis at this time, only because the current strategic plan is still in effect and will be until December 31st. So I understand that's not some of the expectations that some of you had, but that's where we're at. The intent of this survey and to develop this strategic plan was to gather where people are at now. Are we doing really great in certain areas? Do we need a little help in certain areas, et cetera? But we didn't anticipate providing an update on trends until after the current plan had been finalized.
Okay, Jody.
Just real quickly, I agree with Scott. You're trying to compare something, our membership has changed over 5 years. 5 years ago, we probably have lost, I don't know how many people, and tastes and likes is changing because of the quantity of people that are constantly moving and leaving and everything. And trying to do a comparison to what they thought about the board or staff or everything, I just don't think it's I don't want to say honest. I just don't think it's a very good comparison because we are constantly having a different environment of people, and we need to know what the snapshot is of the current members that are in our membership now, not 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, I barely was a member, and I have very strong opinions, and it wouldn't have been considered because I didn't participate. Just my 2 cents worth. Thank you.
Okay, Nellie? This is your
there's
last
one point
comment for this one.
we may
Sorry.
not be able to have the results of the plan, but I think it's important from my standpoint and doing strategic plans to know what the membership was thinking about us 5 years ago. And as we look at these results here, you can see whether there's been any progress, because we're asking the intent behind the question was to keep the questions the same. So it is something that I would go back and look at the old survey results as we look at some of the challenges, but that's what I would just do. So thank you.
That would be my suggestion. We've got all of those results available. We just haven't been able to compare results to results to results. And we've already talked with Zelos about doing that again as really the final wrap up for the current strategic plan so that we can report to our board and our members the progress that we've made over 5 years. But the way we've viewed that, and again, some of you may agree or disagree, the way we have viewed that is we want to wrap up the current 5-year plan so that we can show those trends over time. And we're viewing that as really 2 different projects. All right, thank you.
All right, I do have an answer on the what was non-usable. Non-usable responses were those where someone only opened the survey but then didn't do it, or duplicate responses. Like sometimes people got confused and they were in the random survey, but then they did it again by doing it on the open link. We only counted their random survey result. And the other thing was that sometimes, and we don't know, we have no way of knowing if this was an error or what it was, but occasionally we had 2 responses with the same member ID. And we only counted 1 survey per member ID. Let's see, were there any open link people who did the same thing? She doesn't have a specific number off the top of her head. She's not in her office. But there were people in the open survey who opened it, but then didn't do it. We used all of their data that we could. If somebody, like I said to you earlier, if they only did 6 questions, we used the 6 questions. Okay. So non-usable was just basically people entertained the idea of taking it, but then they didn't, or they took it twice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, going on. So mission and vision, 96% of the respondents believe that the mission accurately reflects GVR's purpose. 95% of the respondents believe the vision reflects the future that GVR is working toward. All right, now in this part, I would like to this is my highlight. It's right out of the survey. Here were the 4 things that jumped out. And I'd like any conversation you want to have about strengths to then happen. Then we'll go on to opportunities for improvements, and then we'll go on to challenges for the future. Okay. So the 4 things that jumped out as strengths: clean, attractive, well-maintained facilities, high quality activities, clubs, classes, and amenities, a welcoming, active, social, healthy lifestyle supports. I wrote that in a funny way, but GVR supports a welcoming, active, social, healthy lifestyle, and helpful, responsive, member-focused staff. I will tell you that the staff was delighted by this, as you might guess, but I'm interested in any comments or questions that you might have about the strengths that people shared.
Andy,
Oh, Dave.
I think all 4 of those are very accurate, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me turn this thing on. I think all 4 of those are very, in my opinion, I found all those to be true, so I'm very happy, pleased to see that.
Okay. Other comments on strengths? Anybody?
No.
Oh, wait, Millie.
Yeah.
Nellie, go ahead, Nellie.
Are these in priority order, or are these are these your summary of them? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, they're not in any order. All right, move on. Opportunities for improvement. Now, again, let me just say, the question was not, what are we terrible at? Okay. All right, that was not the question. The question was around opportunities for improvement. So, strengthen communication, transparency, and member engagement. We could continue to do better at that. Continue investing in facilities while strategically planning for the future. Again, people weren't saying you're not doing that. They're just saying we could do better. Adapt programs and services to meet changing member needs, and preserve GVR's value while maintaining affordability. Comments and questions about opportunities for improvement. Anybody?
I have a question, Terry. I guess this is a question for Scott and maybe Natalie too. So if it's strengthen communication, transparency, and member engagement, and if we think we're doing probably a pretty good job at that, but if there are other ways that we can improve that, is that something, I guess, that operations would decide how to do that?
Well, it is, and I think this is part of this, the overall strategic planning process. If going through the course of this, identifying overarching goals and initiatives, if communication and transparency and member engagement or something like that continues to be a high priority, as I'm sure it will, then we would develop greater details through, say, our annual work plan on how we're going to address that item. Would you agree with that, Terry?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody else I thought might have a comment.
No.
Anybody?
No more comments on that, Terry.
Barry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barry Stock just raised his hand. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I just think on this one, I do think there is some room for us to do some things to enhance our communication. For example, I don't think we toot our horn enough and tell folks some of the things that we're doing that are cost effective. For example, I don't think there are very many people realize that we created that MMRB pool fund to just address the long-term sustainability of the pools. That's just one area that came to mind right away. And I also think that there's not a good understanding of the quality of the cost that we charge our members in relation to the services that we provide in comparison to other areas. So maybe a little more tooting our own horn would help.
Okay. Any other comments on this?
Thanks, Mary. I think that's it.
All
I
right,
think that's it, Terry.
I'm sorry?
I said, I think that's it. We can
Okay, all
move
right,
on some more.
all right. Future challenges. And again, the question was not, what do you think we don't have our eyes on the ball about? Okay, it's really stating future challenges. Maintaining affordability while strengthening GVR's long-term financial position, preparing for changing environmental conditions, preserving and modernizing GVR facilities, and evolving to meet changing member needs. Comments or questions about that?
We have a member comment.
Okay, go ahead, please.
You'll need to speak up to the mic.
I
Yeah.
have a loud voice. I think she'll hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Dave, can you turn your mic on, please?
All right.
Yeah, just in the vicinity.
Okay, I have
It
concern.
stays right there. Go ahead.
That one, yeah.
I've written in a couple of times, once on the survey and once quite a while ago, about safety concerns and the work that's been done on the locker rooms at Canoa Hills and Desert Hills. Canoa Hills, I went in there one night and and there was another swimmer with me, a real swimmer, one of these guys who'll do 45 minutes with flips at the end of each lap. We both slipped on the floor. Whoever put that tile flooring in there did not consider the fact that with the slightest amount of water, somebody's going to get hurt. We were not frail people. We did not have any problems walking. Our posture was fine. Sir? Did you say something? I'm sorry.
I don't think he's still talking.
Can't hear you, Laney.
No. I think we're waiting.
I think it would stay.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
go
you.
ahead. I'm sorry. Can you give me your name and your?
My name is Martin Gable. I live on Camino Selva, across from Desert Hills 2.
Okay.
The lockers that were put into, and the arrangement of the lockers in Canoa Hills, I have no idea why you replaced the lockers that were there. They were superb. They had a bench line in front of each locker. There was more than enough for any crowded day. The arrangement that was put in there, the bench is off in a corner somewhere. You can't put your bag down. You can't sit down when you're getting dressed. And you can slip and kill yourself on that flooring. Plus, those are press board lockers. And I was starting to see the latches coming loose. The screws were being pulled out. And I stopped going there. I think Canoa Hills is probably the most beautiful swimming place and rec center in the whole organization. But that locker room was wonderful. I loved going there. The same one exists down at Canoa Ranch. Please don't change it. Anyway, I don't know where that money went to and why the changes were done, but it was a waste of money. Desert Hills desperately needed a rehab. It was done. Color coordination, horrible. Long lockers. There's no winter here. Nobody wears long coats. Why not just have the dual lockers so more people could put their stuff in there? And again, the bench, it's just all right.
Oh.
But the arrangements, they're not done. The uniformity between places. Canoa Hills, somebody very, very nicely decided to put in this gimmick for pulling the water out of your suit. It'll shake the water out. It's a lovely device. Somebody must have complained with Desert Hills too, so they installed one, but it's outside the locker room. And a lot of people find it very uncomfortable. I hear comments from people who say, why do I have to, Why can't I just get dressed in the locker room and undressed in the locker room? Why do I have to take my suit out there? The other thing I noticed is the few times that I've been to the West Center, you have waterless urinals. Gee, aren't we having a water problem in the Western United States? Why is that not being done for all the newer refurbishing jobs? Why not do exactly that same water saving thing? We use water like it's going out of style. We have to. We have all these pools, we have all these showers. Why wouldn't we do something as sensible as that? That's basically my complaints.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. For any more comments, I think what we'll do is we'll have our members comment at the end. When we're all done with there.
I'm
Oh,
good.
that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. Okay, I think Nellie has a question. And then I don't know, Scott, if you want.
I think that the one comment after reading the survey on the evolving to meet the changing member needs, there was comments with regard to how we plan for those that are aging in place and more are vulnerable populations. But there was also comments in changing member needs as far as a future marketing a technique as far as adapting our programs for trends that may be out there. Is that in kind of, that's how I look at this item. Is that the how you're perceiving it, Terry, too? That's how I read the
Yes.
survey. Okay, so it's
Yes,
both.
I think this, I think this covers
No.
a number of different angles on changing needs, because on the one hand, you had concern for, let's make sure we don't lose or forget about people who are aging in place. There was also, we need to know that younger people are retiring and working, and so there was that, as well as we need to stay up to date on what are people interested in and what's the new stuff that's around that people might want to engage in. So yeah, I think it was a variety of things.
Okay, and my second comment is on preserving and modernizing the GVR facilities. And sometimes we talk about our facilities and we talk about pools because we have two different reserve requirements. So I'm wondering whether it would be good in the future to say our GVR facilities and pools, just so that everybody knows as we're looking at comprehensively the two items.
Okay. All right. Any other comments on future challenges or questions?
No, we're good, Terry.
Okay.
Can move on.
All right. Okay. Well, so where we go from here is to gather your input about those exact same questions. What do you see as the strengths of GVR? What do you see as the areas for needed improvement or opportunities for improvement? And what future challenges are you concerned about? Now, it could be that you feel like I'm really in a total agreement with the things that the members said. That would make some sense since those items came in with a high, 85% of people said yada, yada, yada. But you may have some additional things, some different perspective. As a board, you are a stakeholder group. And so to finish our environmental scan, our snapshot, we need your input into those questions as well. So I know that Nancy is taking notes and I'll take some notes as well, but let's just kind of do those questions in order, if you don't mind. What do you see as the strengths of GVR? I mean, from your perspective, what would you say about that?
I already answered.
Right. Yeah, you said, that's right. You did. You said it totally aligns with where you see things as well.
Katie, can I?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
In looking at this, I think the strengths are on par with what I
I feel and I see in that, the clean facilities and the facility parts. One thing that did stand out to me, and I can't seem to find it now, was some comment about some either new members saying something to the effect of that at first they weren't sure that the dues were worth it, but then once they started using the facilities, it was absolutely worth it. And I think that's a good, and it kind of goes back to kind of long-winded, going back to what Barry said about tooting our own horn, because I think a strength is our facilities and our offerings and the affordability. And how do we bring this kind of into the future, with Facebook posts and Instagram little reels and a GVR YouTube channel. I mean, I'm just making that up, but it's like, how do you, we got to toot our own horn and show the clean facilities and show all this stuff. So that's something that stood out for me.
Yeah. Okay. Barry?
One thing that may be in there already, but I would re-emphasize it, is our volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers, and our clubs would not exist without our volunteers or many of the activities that we do.
Yeah, you see that as a strength. Yeah. Lanny?
Yeah, I see. I mean, there's really not much more I can add to the strengths that the members have not already identified. I concur 100%. I think we're doing a very good job of living our mission. And I think that's what the strengths are highlighting. And I think the third thing is a recognition of the work that our staff are doing. Because underlying all of this is what our staff do, and that seems to be a common theme throughout. If staff weren't doing their job, I think the opportunities would be somewhat different, or weaknesses would be somewhat different. Nowhere do I, as a board member, nowhere do I see any kind of a red flag or even a yellow flag about the quality of our staff and our management.
Okay.
Okay, Nellie.
Yeah, I agree with the strengths that have been noted, and also what Lonnie talked about as far as the staff that we have, particularly from my standpoint. I think it's very lean staff, and for what they do on behalf of our membership, and is excellent. I did see strength as it relates to why do people move here, and the strength of the referrals coming from the families and friends rank very high. And I do see opportunities to look at how we leverage that to maximize positioning going into the future, as far as how to involve them more on helping us market our services, because I think we have a wonderful product.
Yeah. Jody?
Thank you, Nellie. Jody?
Okay, quickly. Okay, board, I'm hearing you. Last year I headed a group of people to put charcuterie boards together just to recommend for the staff. Come this fall, I'm going to come up with some ideas of how this board can recognize our staff. So you be ready to volunteer and help out, because I think it's something for us to take the lead on this, because we do, and I'm sorry if I'm loud, I'm passionate about this. We do have an excellent staff. Our people, all the way down from wiping down the outside of trash bins, which I would never do. I leave my husband to do that, but they do it. We need to recognize them. So get ready to raise your hand and say, okay, I think we need to do that as a board and take the lead too.
Thanks, Jody. Steve?
I'm rereading the GVR strengths, and I do not see anything about our financial strength as a corporation. and specifically the affordability of everything that GVR offers its members. So I was like shocked that we don't see that there, that how affordable we are compared to any other 55 and over community. I know we weren't comparing ourselves in the survey, but
Yeah.
there are challenges that include maintaining affordability. So I think we
Yeah.
know our members know that how affordable GVR is. It just wasn't stated
Yeah.
as a strength, but I think it's a real strong part of who we are.
Mhm. I think it did come out, you're right, it didn't come out in this section exactly, but I thought it did come out in comments that people made about changing the mission and vision. They wanted a couple of people, whoever, it might be the same person, but they certainly punched that. And I heard in at least one of the focus groups, there was quite a conversation about what a great value GVR is. And somebody said, I thought the fee was per month, not an annual fee. So there was, I think that is recognized at least by some. You're right, it didn't pop out here, but I think people do see that as a strength. But to the points that have been made, perhaps there could be more communication about that aspect of it.
Oh, that's a good point. The communication, yeah.
Anybody else want to comment about an additional strength or what you see as strengths that hadn't been mentioned? All right, how about opportunities for improvement? You saw some things mentioned by the people in the survey, right? Communication, investing, continuing to invest, adapting programs, preserving value. Is there anything that you see as opportunities for improvement?
Nellie and Chris. I don't know. Nellie, I don't know who was first. Nellie and then Chris.
Is it possible to bring up the ones that I don't have, I'm
sorry.
remote.
Yes.
And so it would be good to see it.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Because I did think the ones that were identified were good ones. I think the one that I say, I think continue investing in facilities while strategically planning for the future. Somewhere in here, talking about the long range planning, it's planning long range for both the physical plant items, but also we're doing a better job on looking at the financial forecasting and a 5-year financial forecast so that the members understand that our aging facilities and to maintain the quality, there does need to be the dues increase. And so it's not just a 1 year annual budget as we do. We are looking strategically into the future, and we're communicating that, and so that members are not surprised. And so somewhere where we're strategically planning both for the capital and for the financial needs for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
Thank you. So going off that, Nellie, as well, sharing my thoughts on that idea of strategically, tooting our own horn. If we need to be very strategic about saying what is good and what's great about GVR, and then I think the challenge is we provide this good value. I saw somewhere in here where some people's, some comments were something like, expand free programs, but everything's at a cost. Everything is at a cost. Even it might be no cost to somebody, there's still a cost. And how do we do that? How do we continually maintain an affordable model, but also show people how it's being, why it's affordable, and what the great things we're doing. Also looking ahead, like Nellie said, into the future. It does give me pause to think that we have this idea of I want things free and affordable as well, for sure, but we also have to, maintain the facilities. So.
Okay, Jody and then Barry.
Okay, and I'm hearing what my colleagues are saying, but I believe it's also easy to focus on one narrative and not look at it as a whole. And if you review this whole in 84 pages that I've gone through over several times, it was mentioned, I'm trying to find the specific language, throughout the whole responses was to focus on prioritize spending on maintaining existing facilities before pursuing new amenities or expansion. And it's just not, this is just not a tunnel vision answer. We have to look at it as a whole. And the members have also said, you're expanding, but you're not necessarily maintaining the facilities the way I took it, to the level that maybe we need to be, because our buildings are aging. So at some point, there comes a piece of the pie. You just have to come out a little bit, cut out. And I think we need to not pigeonhole ourselves into just the statement of continuing to invest in facilities while planning for the future and do all these big, nice, fancy things.
Okay, Barry.
I think in this areas for improvement, one of the things I've mentioned earlier, which ties into the discussion we've been having here on costs and where we need to invest, we need again to establish performance measures so we can communicate to our membership why we are making the decisions we make. For example, and I don't want to pick on any one club, but I'll just bring this one up. When we did the metal shop improvements, when there were only, I don't know how many members there were in the metal shop club again, but like less than 50, and we're making a substantial improvement there. I'm not saying that was right or wrong. I'm just saying we need to have measures so we can explain why we're doing things and where we're investing the money. And Jody, I clung on to that one point you made too about before we start adding things, we need to start focusing on continuing to enhance the facilities we have in place, maintaining them. Lastly, another area of improvement is the technology. I want to make sure we get on that. Somebody mentioned in their survey responses, the online technology. I think there's some areas for improvement we should address going forward.
Okay. Steve?
I have a question about the difference between opportunities for improvement and challenges. How do we differentiate which bucket to put the different subjects in?
It doesn't, to tell you the honest truth, it doesn't really matter. The thinking was, the normal language or the traditional language for this is strengths, weaknesses, and threats.
Yeah.
So it's strengths, opportunities for improvement, and challenges for the future. So you might think of it as the challenges for the future. Some of those things are things you're not in control of, like climate change, for instance, but it's something that ought to be in your mind as that you've got to take into account as you think strategically about the future. Whereas some things maybe you're not doing so well or not doing as well as you want to, like, communication. Everybody would say that all the time, but you can always improve communication. Right.
Yep.
So
Okay.
it doesn't matter a lot, because as we move forward and start talking about goals and objectives and activities or initiatives and actions, you know, those distinctions about where these were bucketed doesn't really matter. It's the content.
Yep, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Terry, we can move on.
Alrighty. And then last one is the future challenges. Maintaining affordability was mentioned, and strengthening the long-term financial position, preparing for those environmental changes, preserving and modernizing, and evolving to meet changing member needs. When we talked a little bit about that with Nellie, that was a number of different things. So are there challenges in the world around you or in circumstances that are not always in your control that you feel like you ought to be taking into account as you move forward over the next month or two, thinking about your strategic priorities?
I have a comment I'd like to add. I do pretty much agree with everything that our members have said. What I'm taking from a lot of this is to maintain the facilities. That's like a top priority. But also when doing that, to make sure that we remain affordable for everyone. So I think that's a challenge that we're probably going to have to face, because in order to maintain the facilities, you have to spend money, of course. So I think that's something that we're going to be struggling with. Or also, I think Scott and the staff, whenever he does a report about what's going on with the staff and about, you know, where he's saving money or that we're doing this and we saved this and now we're looking at this. I think that that's a good way that he lets people know that the staff actually is working on ways constantly to save money for the members and to make things better for the members at each facility. So I wanted to say thanks for that. Who do we have? Okay, Nellie, Steve, and Lanny.
I think that they're preparing for the changing environmental conditions. I think the other uncertainty that we have out there is the external factors that are impacting our home sales, such as the changes in the senior demographics, the fact that we're landlocked, and how we are analyzing and understanding those external factors, because that impacts our revenue model. So that would be one change. And I think that the mention, Barry mentioned the technology issue. So I think it's important to preserve and modernize our GVR facilities and our information technology systems. To me, that's different than our actual facilities, and that it doesn't get, particularly our technology for administrative improvements, it doesn't get some priorities at times. And I think it needs to, as we look at in the next 5 years.
Thank you, Nellie. Steve?
Thanks. I just want to add on to the technology. And in the survey, I didn't see a lot of information about enforcement, which could be a good thing because it's from the member survey. But I think as a board, we're understanding more that we do have the need for improving our enforcement and possibly developing a new policy with technology improvements. And I think that would help us preserve and actually modernize our facilities if we were able to improve the security that would benefit the entire membership. Thanks.
Steve, what?
Thank you, Steve. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question just because I don't know how to write it in my notes? The thing you said, enforcement, I don't know what you mean by that.
This would be like enforcing that the guest car policy is being not
Oh,
being
uh-huh.
violated, that we
Okay.
have a secure campus through technology.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. I got it. The people are using, you have the technology there to give you data and information, as well as to help with, security, not having strangers just walk in randomly. You want to see that used more, you want to see it enforced was the word you used, but let's make
Yeah.
sure that's
Yep.
actually
Improve
happening.
the
We have the technology to
Yeah.
help us, and we don't always make people use it.
Yep, to improve and create an enforcement policy, right, through
Okay,
the benefits of technology. Yeah.
got it.
Thank you, Steve. Lanny?
Yeah, thank you. I think I agree with all those challenges. I think maybe to talk to add on to what Nellie was saying, I think our biggest challenges over the next 5 years will be external factors that are beyond our control. We have a revenue model that is 30% dependent on real estate, which is far beyond our control. We have no control over that, whether people want to buy or not buy or whatever. We have we can only raise dues so much per year, because we certainly members are giving us, some members are giving us a strong indication that we have to maintain a certain level of affordability. From an investment perspective and the financial side, we've been living a pretty nice 3-year tailwind on our investment portfolio. Having lived through many ups and downs in that world, we can very, very quickly find ourselves in an investment world where our funds are not doing so well, while at the same time potentially being squeezed on maintaining our facilities. So I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer, but we are going to we are. I think GVR is at a crossroads in its evolution, and I think the next 5-year strategic plan will ask an awful lot of us to move forward. I think the last thing is, as a board, we have to be ready to move quickly. We have to be extremely trusting of our management, because we do pay them to make the decisions. And I believe one of the challenges that GVR faces is, and I'm looking inward to us as a board collectively, sometimes we have a bad way of standing in the way of progress, and we have a way of standing in the way of decisions, because we're boomers and we don't like taking risks. And we pay our management to take risks. We are there to support them in taking risks, and they are also tasked with taking on the responsibility of of taking on those opportunities. So I think we have to do a much better job of supporting our management over the headwinds that they're going to be facing over the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Lanny. Jody?
Yeah, Lanny, I agree with you. I think one of the environmental conditions that we're going to have to be concerned with, and Director Johnson mentioned this, I think a year or two ago, I don't remember exactly. We're at the end of the baby boomer stage. They turned those born in 64, which is the last year of the baby boomers, turned 62 this year. And we are not seeing as many of the Generation X that is buying secondary homes or moving. That is a big concern, because not as many, the turnover of houses is not going to be there. And one challenge that I have for everybody on this board is, don't limit our focus to just the 4 or 5 things listed on each one of these pages, because this this 84 pages has got a lot more information in depth, and our members have spoken, and I think we need to be very cognizant that we're looking at a lot. There was something in there that was like 61% or so that had concerns about, and I think we need to keep those in mind instead of just limiting to the few items that are listed on the pages that have been summarized. Thank you.
Thanks, Jody.
Okay. Anything else on that? All right. Okay. We are only at 1 hour. Technically, you owe me another hour. Would you be open to talking about mission and vision?
Sure.
That'd be all right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Every strategic plan that we do, and I venture to say most strategic planning processes do begin with a review of mission and vision, because you want your priorities always to align with who you are and where it is you're wanting to go. What's the future you're wanting to be part of creating? Okay, your vision. I go back to my slides here. You may recall it was in the 90% or higher, 95% or something. People agreed that your mission statement was reflected accurately the mission of GVR. Your mission statement is to provide excellent facilities and services that create opportunities for recreation, social activities, and leisure education to enhance the quality of our members' lives. Again, the overwhelming majority of people said, yeah, I think that's good, that's accurate. I'm interested in knowing, would you also confirm that, or are there changes you are interested in making? Now, because we asked, people, we gave them the opportunity in an open-ended way to say, if you have other suggestions, please make them. So these are things said by one person. Or, well, I shouldn't say it that way. I can't tell you how many people said these things, but it could be that just one person said it. Okay. However, we captured it because we asked them, and the people who took the time to write something in, we wanted to feed it back to you. So for your consideration, at a financial cost substantially below the rest of the active adult community industry in the United States, yada, 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 excellent facilities and services, da, 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 da. Somebody said we need more specific. Somebody else said we should define the mission contents, which I'm not really sure exactly what that means. Somebody said to provide and maintain, emphasis, maintain is not there. They liked words like well-being, opportunities to learn, contribute, thrive, community, member-centered, engaged. There was a suggestion, within our limited budget, we provide services and yada, yada. Affordability, this is one of the places where people are, I think, in a positive way, citing the affordability, the lowest possible cost. Someone was more critical, I suppose, one might say, of the mission statement, saying that it reads to me like, well, we do the best we can. Okay, so again, I'm asking you, are there changes you want to make to the mission statement to provide excellent facilities and services that create opportunities for recreation, social activities, and leisure education to enhance the quality of our members' lives?
Okay, Jody first and then Chris.
Okay, I'm gonna say this nice. How many spoke? 96% spoke. I think we have bigger fish to fry than to slice and dice what 96% of our members have said meets our mission and our vision statement. To get all 9 of us together to sit around and slice and dice a word or two, I'm sorry, I just don't have the time or effort to do that as much as I will sit through a meeting if I have to. I think they spoke. We have bigger issues to figure out than this.
Thank you, Jody. Chris?
I would argue that somehow the term affordability somewhere goes in there. Again, I don't want to spend hours slicing and dicing either, but the mission statement is important. And we could always go back to that. And so I personally, I think something about affordability.
Thank you, Chris. Anybody else? Barry?
I don't want to wordsmith this thing to death either, but I do think something in the mission statement needs to address either financial sustainability, how that relates to affordability could be the same thing, or cost effectiveness, because right now we know one of our biggest challenges going forward is how we're going to fund all the things we want to do. And right now the mission statement talks nothing about the financial realities.
Let me back up and say that in terms of the way Zelos approaches these items, mission and vision, let me make sure I get this right. Let's see, how do I do this? I wanted to go to tell you our definition of mission, which is essentially why you exist. Okay. Your mission statement is kind of why you exist. So whether you put the financial stuff in there or the marketing stuff in there, I mean, the affordability stuff in there, whatever, that's certainly your decision. But generally speaking, the mission statement is trying to describe what is your work? Why do you exist?
Scott?
Yeah, I would suggest if there's going to be an addition to something like cost effective or financially sustainable or affordable, as we've seen, a lot of people view what is written differently, and I would just be cautious because I don't want our brand to change to look or be perceived as cheap. I don't think we're cheap, and I don't want to advertise that we're cheap. Maybe we provide a good value, something that can be translated into something more positive, but I would just be cautious about the word choice that goes into that mission statement for those reasons.
Okay, Nellie and then Lanny.
I think adding the word maintain, to me, it strengthens the mission that we're providing the service and we're maintaining the service, because that, to me, it also picks up the issue on the quality side, that you're paying attention to the maintenance of the facilities that you have. So to provide and maintain, to me, would strengthen our mission. And I do think it's important. I don't want to wordsmith either, but this is a thing that we look at every 5 years. So it's, it's kind of something for us just to step back and to say, is there ways to better reflect the mission? And so I think selective changes could be warranted.
Lanny and then Barry. Thank you, Nellie, and then Steve.
Thanks, Candy. I think, to me anyway, in my view, our mission statement is quite aspirational and is something that we dream about and we try to achieve and try to provide and attempt to provide, or that's what we work to provide. To me, putting in adjectives such as maintain or affordability speaks more to an operating or a guiding principle in order for us to achieve that mission. The value proposition or our guiding principle as Scott is building his annual work plan is within the operating principle of maintaining the facilities, which the members have told us you better do that. And affordability is also coming out very, very clearly. And that's a message to both the board and to management as you're looking to continue to provide these excellent facilities. As a guiding principle, we want you to understand the principle of affordability. I don't see those two words in a mission statement. I see them as guiding principles for us as a board and management.
Yeah.
Barry, you're next, and then was Steve and then Nellie.
Yeah, actually, I can live with that, Lanny. That was a very good summation there. I can live with that. But one of my concerns too about adding the word maintain, that some people use our mission statement as their ammunition to do or not do things. And if you say maintain, well, at what cost? I mean, you're giving people the impression we're going to maintain everything. Does that mean we're never going to cut anything? We're never going to eliminate anything? The minute we eliminate something, people are going to say, oh no, your mission statement says maintain. That means we got to keep everything we got. Well, conditions are going to change over time. So I really am concerned about putting a word like in maintain, that some people use it to defend their decisions.
Thank you, Barry. Steve and then Nellie. Oh, okay.
Rereading the mission statement, and we've spent a lot of time, and at least staff has, on improving our programming, right? So the word program is not included in the mission. I think that should be added. I also am in agreement that we do need to include a financial word. And I like Scott's comment about value. I don't know how we would do that to make it read well, but I think those two words, if we could somehow weave them into this mission, it would improve the statement.
Okay, I think that's it for now, Cherry.
Oh, I could add a little something if I may.
Okay, Natalie wants to add something. Go ahead.
I'm
Natalie.
going to add it for two reasons. First of all, I'm a mission statement nerd, long time mission statement nerd. And second, I got the hairy eyeball from my boss.
What did that mean? Oh, what did you say?
Because you knew I had thoughts.
Turn on your microphone.
It's on.
Oh.
It just doesn't amplify for you. It amplifies for them. I think it's really, really important that we work hard to focus on relatively objective language in the mission, and words like affordability and value are extremely subjective. And I think that Barry's point about people kind of weaponizing our mission statement against us is, that's really where that concern sharpens for me. And I think as much as I would love to see the word maintain in the mission, it's because it's an operating value. And the mission statement is in front of the facilities and field services teams every single time they clock on to work. It's everywhere. It's on the walls in our bathrooms. It's on the bumpers of our trucks. It's everywhere. But we could do that same thing with operating values. And I agree that maintain and affordability are more values that the board should be adopting in a statement that can be converted to operational guidelines.
Thank you. Well said. You're welcome.
Well, okay, so that would be an option. If you wanted to do that, and we could either do that as part of this planning process, or you could do it as a board at some other point. But many organizations actually have three foundational components to a strategic plan: mission, vision, and values, or what many of you are referring to as operating principles. GVR, as far as I know, doesn't have a list of those values, or at least we've never done one with you. Scott, am I correct that there's not a stated list?
Yeah, not externally. We have internal type operating procedures and lists and values, but we haven't had something handed down by the board. Although I think in the current strategic plan, the board at one point had a goal of, or an initiative of, developing those values. So that might be a fun thing to roll over into the next strategic plan. Honestly, the next 5-year plan.
Yeah. Okay, so let me test you on this. Okay, so Candy, this is where it gets a little hard being hybrid. So maybe you can help figure it out. I'd like to just sort of take the temperature. How many of you would like to modify the mission statement? And the two big suggestions I've heard multiple times have to do with something financial, affordability, whatever, value, whatever, and the other on the word maintain. But the question is a more general question. How many of you want to spend time modifying the mission statement?
Barry has his hand up. Do I need to?
Yeah, I don't know why you want to do this, but I'm okay with the mission statement as is, providing we address some of the things we've talked about in either guiding principles or values, so that we've got something to go back to when we make decisions, and we can explain to our residents why.
Okay. All right, let me repose the question a different way then.
Okay.
How many of you are, well, go ahead, Nellie.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, okay, so maybe with yeah, but there's a caveat. Let me say it with the caveat in it. How many of you are willing to confirm the mission statement as is and would like to articulate some values or guiding principles that go along with your mission and vision? How many of you are kind of in that spot? I got 4 out of 5 online.
6. I've got 6. 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that mean that 3 of you would like to modify the mission statement?
No, keep it as is.
No, keep it as is. Keep it as
You're just not needing the values thing. Okay. All right. So let's do that. We will confirm the mission statement. And since we have 6 out of 9 people interested in talking about operating principles and values, I will put that on our list, and we can make a decision about when and what that process is. Okay? Does that, everybody live with that? Lanny, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I I'm okay with guiding principles, values, no. Too
Okay.
subjective.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Nellie.
I agree with Lonnie. I think the guiding principles, I'm more familiar with that within the vision, mission and guiding principles, because it's not as not that it's not hard and fast, but it allows you some flexibility, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go on then to vision. A vision statement is about the future that you are trying to contribute to. Okay. There was a comment made by someone, I think I may have captured it in the next slide, that was like, this shouldn't be about anything other than facilities. Vision statements are usually broader, more aspirational, more about what you want to be part of creating or part of contributing to in a broader sense. And that is how this is written. To be a friendly, vibrant community of choice for adults desiring lifelong opportunities for physical, mental, and social engagement. Again, it was, I don't have the number in front of me, but it was 95% of people said, yep, I think that is the future that GVR, that represents accurately the future GVR is trying to be part of. The thoughts for your consideration, again, we don't know if one person said this or, half a dozen. For cost-conscious adults, sustainable yet low cost, cost effective, to build, maintain, and adapt an infrastructure to meet the evolving needs, typo, of an adult community for an active engagement in life. Somebody said, this communicates very little and says nothing. Get rid of lifelong, lifelong because it's really, we're a 55 and older community. Vision statement should only be about GVR facilities and services, as I said. Be more aspirational and future oriented. And then some words that people were saying, well, I'd like to see excellent or quality or high value or healthy or well connected or memory making or member value or frugal in the statement. So again, the context is 95% of people said, yeah, I think that's an accurate reflection of where GVR is trying to go in the future or what they're trying to be part of. What are your thoughts?
Nellie and then Lanny.
I agree. It's kind of this broad aspirational goal that you're striving for. I think the one word, just because of who we are and always will be, is that, and I think some of the members on their survey response noted it, we're member centered, because that's how we are defined. So I don't have the words in front of the vision statement in front of me, but if that was built in, because that's kind of, as our structure, we're aspirational and serving, being member centered.
To be a friendly, vibrant, member centered community. Of choice. Lanny?
I'm happy with the way it is. I think it's still valid.
Okay. Other thoughts? Any other thoughts?
I second Lanny. I'm fine with the way it is. 95% of our members have said it's fine. Again, we have bigger fish to fry.
Okay. All right, so again, let me ask, how many of you are willing to confirm the vision statement as is with no changes?
Yeah, I can do it.
Right? That looks like most everybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we confirm that as well. All right, let me ask you, do you want to, how do you want to work on guiding principles and when? Do you want to work on guiding principles as part of this planning process?
Yes.
Nellie says yes. How many of you would like to work on it as part of this planning process?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Question.
Oh, question.
Before we finalize the vote, I'd like to know how much this is going to cost.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Oh, it's all inclusive.
Good point, Scott.
I think we can probably fold it in.
Oh,
Oh, say a freebie.
All
I mean,
right.
assuming that,
No, you said it.
I
I heard it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
enough. Thank you,
I could get in
Terry.
trouble for that. I could get in trouble for that. Now, assuming that we're not talking about a whole nother meeting.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it does mean that we've got to be efficient at it. Right. And I might suggest, if we're going to do that, I might suggest to you some ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, let me, throw, I'm spitballing here. Go ahead, Barry.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I'd like these guiding principles to start some of the things that we've talked about here that we need to begin to address,
Mhm.
So if
Yeah.
we just start with a few of those and we can build upon those, somewhere we need to talk about the financial, value or sustainability issue. I don't know how it's phrased, but we need to incorporate it. There's a couple other focal points that we've talked about that aren't really in our work plan right now that we need to address. So if we just start with a few and then we can build upon it.
Lanny.
Yeah, Scott, you may not like this, but I view guiding principles as operating principles, not necessarily board principles. So it's how Scott and his team make decisions. So when their annual work plan, a guiding principle is they will do it from a financially sustainable perspective because that's what the members have been telling us. I don't see.
You don't see it as a board activity.
I don't see that as a board activity. I see that as a management activity, primarily. I mean, Scott, you may disagree.
Well,
I don't know. I like being put on the spot, though. We generally try to reflect what we believe is the will of the board, and sometimes that's not always expressed in an up or down vote. We've certainly been very cost conscious about member dues over the years. And being a lean organization, we also recognize that maybe in some cases we're a little too lean. Maybe in some cases we've been a little too conservative with our dues recommended increases, those types of things. So for us, at least me, it's kind of what's the tone of the board when it comes to that type of direction? And honestly, if we had something that was a little clearer from the board in terms of defined guiding principles, I actually think it would help when we're putting things together like budgets and that type of thing. Yeah.
May I respond?
Yeah.
I agree, Scott. I'm thinking of for the future. One of the things I noticed when I came on as a board, I'm looking at it from guiding principles from a sustainability perspective, and also continuity perspective as board members change. I mean, which I find very different from a board credo. Credo is how I act and behave. Guiding principles is how I make decisions. So I've heard too often, well, that was the previous board that made that decision. So, or that was the previous board's strategic plan. That's not my strategic plan. No, it's our strategic plan because we were voted in during that particular period. So I'm really looking at it from a perspective of we as a board are building the 2732 strategic plan. Within that, we're doing it within a set of guiding principles. That guiding principles is members have told us we have to maintain these facilities in a financially sustainable way. So therefore, when I leave in 2 or 3 years or whenever, the person who comes in behind me comes in understanding how to make decisions from the very same perspective as I did. They may have different information. The world may have changed, but the guiding principles to make those decisions remain the same. And I think that's, to your point, I think it's also critical for management not to have a different message every year during the budget process. That would drive me absolutely bonkers on the management side because we change. I think, Nellie, you and I will agree for sure from a financial FAC perspective, having that consistent decision-making process year in, year out, year in, year out is absolutely critical for all of us. So I think to me, the members, to me, the guiding principles finally, it answers the question why. And if there's one word that came throughout for me, loud and clear from the membership is, I need to understand the why. I will support you, but you got to do a better job of telling me the why. You know, why did you make this decision or why did you not make that decision? And I think that guiding principle helps us and it helps you. It helps us help you, Scott, and your management. Thank you.
Any other comments on that? Go ahead, Steve.
So I pulled up in Chat GPT guiding principles, right? Oh, this is very interesting. It gives 10 effective principles. They are members first, stewardship, integrity, inclusiveness, active living, community excellence, accountability, innovation, and sustainability. So these guiding principles, according to ChatGPT, are to support the mission and to help the board and staff make consistent decisions. So I'm not an expert on any of this, but I think
you know how to use AI.
I think this is involved, right? I think this is complicated, and it might take us. I think we're gonna. I don't know, Terry. What do you suggest? I don't know.
Well, I think. Well, I've worked with people long enough to know that we're capable of making anything simple complicated. But we're also capable of dumbing down something that ought to take more thought. So, I mean, it kind of goes both directions. I think for the purposes that you have, of the thing that we are about in this work together, something straightforward as a start would serve you well. Mm-hmm. And then if you wanted to keep working at it for whatever reasons, you know, you could keep doing that. But the thing I hear you saying is, you know, those articulating a few of those, maybe not 10, but articulating a few of those might be useful to us as we decide what are our priorities, and might be useful to us in explaining to the membership in general at the end of this process, why did we pick those priorities? So a suggestion I might have, or a suggestion I have, we'll see what you think of this. You probably have an executive committee, am I right?
No, we
Oh,
don't.
you do not? Oh,
That would be
okay.
us.
Just, it's us.
It's all 9 of you. Okay.
We're not for profit.
All right. Well, okay. So here might be another suggestion then, or a modification of that suggestion I was going to make. Are there a few of you? And I would think that Candy would be one of them as the board chair. But are
Sounds like a
there a
BAC,
few of
Steve.
you who would be willing to work with whoever Natalie thinks is the person in communications, or maybe it's Natalie, to just sit down and articulate, pick a number. 5 would be a number, I might say. 3 to 5, 2, he says 2. What do you call them? Guiding principles. And I would say that what would be most useful would be to have a word, or whether it's like stewardship, for instance, to take GPT's word, or sustainability, and then one sentence about what that means. So we're kind of all on the same page, since we could say words and think different things. But to do that between now and when we meet again, and start our next meeting with, here's what we're proposing as operating principles that help us now think about goals and objectives and whatever. Let me first go to Natalie. What do you think about that, Natalie, in terms of staff?
I want to do that so bad, but I'm only here for another 2 weeks before I go on a fairly extended vacation.
You get it done in 2 weeks.
Not everything else I need to get done in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have to be you. The person in. How about your communications person? I'm losing her name. I'm sorry, my memory. Barbara. I'm just looking for a little staff help.
Yeah.
So that they don't burn up a whole lot of time when somebody who's kind of schooled at doing that can be just like, okay, here's a way to say it.
I can talk to Barb and see how she feels about it. She's Barb's focus is marketing.
Oh, I see.
So, I don't,
Okay.
she might want to do it as bad as I do, though. Who knows?
All right, board, what do you think about that? How, 2-3 people on your behalf putting a draft together?
I think that's good.
That works.
That's the way to be efficient.
That's good.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to volunteer?
Yeah, maybe, we don't have to figure that out right this second,
Yeah.
but maybe, in the next, day or two, think about it. And again, ideally, you'd want to say, yeah, I will work on that because I have some experience working on it. I'm good at thinking about those kind of things, just whatever. Somebody had their hand up. Yeah, go ahead, Lanny.
He has experience.
Oh, he's volunteering.
Does
Who
that mean
wants to
you have
help out?
experience?
Volunteering, I have done quite a few of that.
Okay.
I've done quite a few of those.
And then Steve, you said something?
No, I was just pointing to Lanny that he wanted to volunteer.
Oh, okay.
From outer space.
I mean, I can help with Chat GPT, but I think there's probably at least other board members that would be better versed
right.
at doing
Okay.
it.
I
Okay.
just want to add the comment that most organizations that I've been involved in have no more than 5 guiding principles.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go crazy on this.
No, right, JPT is wrong with 10. You want, like your strategic plan, you want it to be focused so that it can be helpful.
3.
Three.
Three.
Jen says three.
No more than 3.
Three
Because
to
you
five.
get
Yeah.
lost at 5.
Yeah.
Why don't we take Lanny and Barry as a start, and if we need to expand our group, we'll do that.
Sure.
Can we agree to that, Lanny and Barry?
Sure.
And Natalie, thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I feel great about your work today. Anything else before we sign off?
I'm gonna ask for any member comments. We've had some members that have been here the whole time that may like to comment about something.
Okay.
They left. Okay, apparently they commented. They're no longer here. Who had a
There's
question?
no question.
Okay, there are no questions online. So I think and we're ready to adjourn, Terry?
I'm done with my part. I can't remember if there was something on the agenda after me or not.
So what's it? Just member comments.
Okay.
So,
All right.
who would like to come up with a
Yeah.
motion to adjourn?
I move
Motion.
adjournment.
Okay.
A second. Second?
Oh, and Nancy seconded it?
No, I can't second.
Well, then I thought you said you seconded it.
Second.
Okay, second it. I'm
Second.
sorry. I'm like,
Second.
she did. She did. Okay, then at that,
She can't wait to get
then
out.
at
Second.
that 40. Then it's 2:40. Thanks, everybody. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Guys. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for all your hard work.
Hey,
Thank you so
Barry,
much.
I'll text you, Barry. Send you an email.
What's our,
I'm good.
Yes.
26, 24th?
3 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's like 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Well, there's 26.
There's an ethics meeting coming up, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it, from board meeting, right?
Right.